here we go. This should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to this one. I always look forward to a good, juicy, debatable and perhaps controversial predictions video. Of course, today you've seen it from the thumbnail, you've seen it from the title, you can even see it on screen. Formula E Season 6 Drivers' Championship predictions. I've not included Constructors or the Teams Championship this year, mainly because that gives away my Drivers' Championship, and that's the more juicy aspect that you would love to see. But Formula E, my God, when putting this list together, I think this is the hardest predictions video I have ever done on my channel. Even harder than predicting a Formula 1 Grand Prix. This is going to be impossible. I say even harder than predicting a Formula 1 Grand Prix. Maybe predicting the Brazilian Grand Prix. Not many people would have been able to do that. However, it's going to be difficult. Many of us are going to have completely different ideas who's going to be champion. Even drivers that I had on my list to potentially be champion, I've put on this half of the field. It's just popped up on your screen, the bottom 12 drivers. And I'd just like to quickly say thank you to Bloomy, sorting me out this season, once again this year, with my graphics package for Formula E Season 6. Thank you very much, buddy. It looks absolutely lovely. Gives the channel a bit of a freshen up. So thank you, buddy. Anyway, predictions time. Bottom 12. Now, Formula E this year has 2 new teams that we need to take into consideration. 4 rookies on the grid that we need to take into consideration. Last year, we had 8 different winners, and only 2 teams weren't on the podium. That is insane, and I expect a similar kind of level of competition this year. But our bottom 4, or the bottom 4 I have gone with, look a little bit like this. Bottom of the pile, I've gone from Marquin Qua and also Oliver Turvey. Both driving for Neo 333. I think it's pretty safe to say I'm not even expecting points from this team this year. It's almost a miracle that they're remaining on the grid this year. It looked like they were going to pull out. 333 came in at the last minute and rescued the team, saved hundreds of jobs. However, the car is using a Dragon powertrain from Season 3. From Season 3, from the Gen 1 car. Yeah. I'm not expecting much. I've also gone with Neil Jani, or Neil Jani. I'm still not sure how to pronounce that just yet. I've gone with him in 22nd place. I don't think Porsche are going to be fantastic in their first year. It's definitely a year of building for them. And James Collado I've gone in 21st, but that's more down to the fact I don't think Jaguar will be as good this year, and I don't know too much about James. Moving then into the next bracket of 4, as you've worked out, I'm doing this in brackets of 4 in today's video. Brendon Hartley, I've put in P20, and Felipe Massa in P19, and their respective teammates, Muller and Mortara, I've put in front of them, which I imagine a lot of people won't be too impressed about, but just hear me out. So Brendon Hartley P20, Nico Muller, his rookie teammate, I've put in P18. However, Nico Muller does have Formula E experience. He's been part of the Audi setup for a few years now in Formula E, doing testing days with them and the junior test that we have midway through the season. He's also done very well in DTM with Audi, and I think is definitely one of the more underrated drivers going into the grid this year. I suppose a little bit like Eduardo Mortara. I really wrote him off at the beginning of last year, and he won a race. He won in Hong Kong, seems to really like that circuit, but I think both Dragon and Venturi will struggle this season. Moving on to our final 4 before we move into the top half, and no surprise that I've put the other Porsche. I'm still sorry, I'm so used to saying Porsche. It's going to remain like that. Sorry if it winds you up. Anyway, Andre Lotterer, I've gone P16, which is quite a jump compared to his teammate, but I really rate Andre Lotterer. I think he's going to really be able to grab that car by the scruff of the neck and wrestle some points, maybe even a podium. Van Dorn was able to do it in the HWA last year, so I wouldn't put it past Andre Lotterer, P16. Jerome D'Ambrosio, I've put him in P15. Again, like a few of the other drivers I've mentioned, the talent this year is insane, and I'm not too sure about that Mahindra car. And both Mercedes boys, I've put De Vries P14, Van Dorn P13. I think they're both going to be super close to each other all season long. I think they could get a couple of podiums over the course of the season, maybe one each, but I don't think that car is going to be consistent enough over the course of the year, but definitely a team that's going to improve from last year's result. Top 12 time. I've got to admit, this was very, very, very difficult because all of the top 12, I believe, could be champion this year. I honestly believe that. I even think if Mercedes show up, they could have a really good car. Jerome D'Ambrosio last year led the championship for over half the season, and I've put him nowhere in this year's championship. So it is super, super difficult. Last year, Jean-Eric Vergne was your champion. DS Techeetah, still struggle to say that one, DS Techeetah, were your team's champions. Is it going to remain the same? That's the big question, and I'll give you a bit of spoilers. I don't think it is. Of course, I probably should mention as well, put your predictions in the comment section below. I would love to see who you think's going to be champion. However, you're here to see my predictions. So here we go. P12 to P9 looks a little bit like this. And yes, we have a champion in P9. Sebastian Buemi, Season 2 champion, the driver with the most wins in Formula E history. I've put him in 9th place, and I believe Nissan had the best car last year. However, their revolutionary power unit design has had to be scrapped this year. It's been outlawed from the rules, so they've had to go right back to square one. So I'm kind of edging my bets a little bit, thinking they'll have a bit of a backward step this year. However, Buemi last year started off the season not great, had a brilliant second half and finished second, so don't rule him out. Mitch Evans won a race last year, never count him out, but I'm just not too sure about that Jaguar over the course of Season 6. Alex Sims, another one who I think maybe got a little bit lucky to stay this year. Definitely he's got a golden opportunity with a quick car, but I'm not 100% convinced. And I've put Daniel Apps in P11. P8 to P5 gets even spicier. 2 more champions I have put in these positions. I'll start with Ollie Roland. I've put him just in front of his experienced teammate Sebastian Buemi. Those two were so close last year. I think this will be a difference of 4 or 5 points. And I know that sounds silly for all of you that are Formula 1 fans and Season 6 your first time. But if you look at the season last year, 7 drivers could win the championship going into the last weekend. Formula E is so close. And I think Roland and Buemi is one of the closest pairings on the grid. 7th place, I've gone with Lucas Di Grassi. I mean, like I just said, the top 12, any of them could be champion. Audi, I've put 7th and 11th. I look at that and think maybe I'm being a little bit harsh. Robin Freins, I've put P6, but I think the big one there, the big shock factor there, Jean-Eric Vergne, P5, which also means he's behind his teammate. Moving on to the top 4, and I'm going to do it one by one now, as we count down to our champion. So in front of Jean-Eric Vergne, I've put Pascal Wehrlein. This is definitely the most rogue choice, I would say, out of my entire list. Mainly because Wehrlein didn't finish in the top 10 last year. I'm not convinced the Mahindra is going to be one of the better cars on the grid. I expect the Techeetah, the Audi, the Virgin, maybe even the Nissan to be a better car than the Mahindra. I think Pascal Wehrlein was one of the most underrated drivers last year, was very unlucky with reliability, had one of the worst reliability of any of the drivers, had that win in Mexico on the final lap, that just lack of experience really hurt him in Mexico. That got a pole position in Mexico, got a pole position in France, but it was taken away from him. That cracking race in Chile, I think this year he's going to turn it up once again, and I think he's really going to be in the hunt. Watch out for Pascal Wehrlein. P3, I've gone with Jean-Eric Vergne's teammate, Antonio Felix da Costa. Now, once again, the difference between the two Techeetah drivers is so minimal. It's going to be just one weekend, one incident that'll turn this championship completely on its head. But da Costa, I think what he has over Vergne is that bit of fire, bit of gusto that Vergne, I don't necessarily mean is lacking, but more so that Vergne's won 2 championships on the bounce now. Da Costa now knows he's in a car capable of winning. We're assuming it's capable of winning again in Season 6. He's up against an experienced and 2 times champion teammate, and I think he's ready for it. He's been here almost since the beginning. I believe, when was it the beginning? I think he missed the first round, I believe. I should know this. But he's been in Formula E for a very long time, is what I am trying to say. And I think he could be really in the hunt this season. P2. If you've worked out who P1 is, well done. But P2, Maxi Gunther. I imagine a lot of you wouldn't have necessarily been expecting that one. However, if you've watched a few of my videos already in the build-up to Season 6, you will know how much I rate this guy, how much I rate the BMW car. Also, that livery. Mwah. Very nice indeed. But Maxi Gunther going into his first full season of Formula E. Don't forget, last year he was driving for Dragon, got replaced halfway through the year. I say replaced, it was more of a contract agreement that Dragon had with NASA. Gunther came back and destroyed Jose Maria Lopez. That's not even an understatement. Lopez, who has been in Formula 1 for absolutely donkey's years, got made to look like a rookie. Gunther really turned good at the end of the year, has got this incredible move to BMW. It's a brave move from BMW. It's a risk, but I think it's going to pay off. And my champion for Season 6 is Sam Bird. When I first started doing this predictions video, he wasn't necessarily near the top of my list. Neither of the Virgin boys were. But then I thought to myself, you know what? Every year, this team go under the radar. Whether that's people predicting that Audi are going to win, to Cheetah, Nissan, Renault, whoever, you find it very rare for people to say, yep, Virgin, they're going to be the best car, country mile the quickest. Even last year, people expected them to be in the midfield, yet they won the most races of any team, I think joint with Techeetah. Sam Bird won victory last year, however, he has won races, or at least one race, in every single season of Formula E, and I believe Season 6 will finally come good. Last year, got screwed over by that qualifying system quite a bit, a hell of a lot of bad luck, but I think this year is Sam Bird's year. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. A little bit of a shorter predictions video today, but I don't want to make it too long because I want to know your thoughts in the comments below and we can have a little bit of a discussion down there. If you're new around here, feel free to subscribe. We're going to be covering Formula E all season long, so I hope you enjoy if you're brand new to the sport. And if you're not, well, you know the drill. You know this channel by now. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one.